Alright, fellow Kaijudo duelists, this is Chris here with Team Squeaky here at Kaijudo Central. Sorry guys, it's been a while since I've done a video, kind of been slacking. I've had several things going on with work and then focusing on the LCQs with the team and developing some decks and stuff like that. So I've kind of been behind on posting some videos, so I wanted to take and get a video out there letting everybody know some things that have been announced, what's going on, and maybe some information to help people with the LCQs and where to stay at, how to travel to it, and things like that. I've seen posts inside of Dojo kind of asking different things. I've let a couple of different players know where to sit there and stay, so I figured the video will take and help out a little bit there. So let's first talk about the LCQ then, before I go into anything else. Everybody knows first weekend of August, right? Per post by Isaiah Middleton, he's going to be one of the judges at the LCQ. They're going to be held at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m., the two different ones. So there's your times right there. I probably would suggest getting down and around that area probably around 9 o'clock, 9, 10 o'clock. You figure registration starting at 10, so I would suggest getting down into that area about 9 o'clock. If you're driving, expect a lot of traffic. My suggestion would be to take the light rail that goes from the SeaTac airport. You can catch it along several different stops and take it to the Westlake Center. And then it's like a 0.11 mile walk from there over to the Sheraton Hotel if you're not staying there. That would be my best suggestion. For those of you looking for a hotel, I would sit there and tell you to stay by the airport. They've got several different good ones. I looked up one for a group of people coming out of Vancouver Island. It's called Days End. I would recommend that. If you get 2 or 3 of you, you can split the cost and make it actually fairly affordable for you all. And do it that way than just because by the Days End, the light rail is right there. You can hop onto the light rail and just take it straight. At the light rail is $2.50. One way, so it's fairly easy to take and use. That would be my suggestion. Stay anywhere on next to the airport on International Boulevard. There are a couple different maybe shady places as you get a little bit further north on International Boulevard. I might not recommend, but if you're close to SeaTac, close to like the DoubleTree, the Hilton, and stuff like that, you're pretty much in a good area. And a lot of those hotels are affordable. Especially if you got a group of people, you guys can split costs and stuff like that. And then, just like I said, just hop on the light rail and take it straight up into Seattle that morning. I know myself, even though I live in Federal Way, I don't plan on driving into Seattle. If I'm going to the LCQ right now, a couple things with work might have it held up. I'm trying to discuss those different things with work and whatnot, and trying maybe to get myself out of it. Otherwise, when you guys are here in Seattle, I'm going to be down in Portland. Which will suck. My teammates will be representing Team Squeaky then at that particular point. And then I'll just be rooting from the distance. But that being said, I would personally, the whole day parking down in Seattle can get quite expensive. So, even myself, I know that I'm probably going to have my wife drop me off by the light rail connection at the SeaTac airport, and then just take it straight up to Westlake, and then take it back and have her pick me up around there. So that would be my recommendation to you all. Hopefully that helps. Looking out and about into that area. Like I said, if I'm able to take and go, you guys will see me. If not, then know that I got sucked up for work for a marketing event, and I'm in the Portland area at that particular point. But if not, I'll see you guys at the LCQ around that time frame. So, alright. Now, a couple of different things got announced the past couple of days. First off, I kind of want to... Bobby Break posted on Twitter, and I believe he posted in the dojo as well, that Alter Reality Games is going to start doing different events. They're going to kind of become the Star City Games for us right now for Kaijudo. The first one is in September. I believe it's a $1,000 event, and then there are Win-A-Box events on the side. So that's pretty cool. It's in Fort Worth, Texas area, the first one. September 21st, 22nd, 23rd, that weekend. It's going to be held Go out to Alter Reality Games. Go check that out. It's really kind of cool that they're starting to sit there and do that. They're doing it in conjunction with their Yu-Gi-Oh event. It's kind of what I was talking to Jerry Thompson about on Twitter, doing the Kaijudo events at the Star City Games alongside of their Magic events with their Legacy events, because the Legacy events that Star City Games does usually doesn't fill up their areas that they rent out, which my suggestion to Jerry was to bring it up to Star City Games, do it on the Legacy Day. That way that empty space they use to sit there and fill up. Now, mind you, they have to probably do a couple different test events to sit there and see the turnout that they would get. But if Alter Reality Games gets it, and then you figure they do ones, and Star City Games does a couple test areas, like maybe when they come up here to Seattle, they can do one down in Texas, throw one down in Florida, maybe up to the Virginia, Cincinnati, Pennsylvania area, and then kind of go from there. I wouldn't sit there and say throw it in every city for Star City Games, but if they did one, if they found it like once a month, twice a month, with their Legacy events, I think it'd be a really good idea. And I think players would support it, especially if you're going to throw money into the mix and throw different side events for Kaijudo. People will do it. People will travel. We've already seen that, especially in the Midwest. Here on the West Coast, it's a little bit harder. Not going to lie. Trying to fly out of Seattle, up into Canada, things like that gets a little bit expensive. As you guys are finding out for the LCQs, but, we will travel, to different things as Kaijudo players. I mean, heck, I drove 14 hours from Seattle to Manteca, California for a KMC with my team. So, that's going to happen. You will see those things. So, yeah. And I'm glad to sit there and see that Alter Reality Games did this. And guys, check out Bobby's post on Twitter or inside of the dojo, because I would maybe plan for that event. I don't know if it's going to be the weekend of a KMC. That might hurt it a little bit. Or maybe they just hold the KMC there. Who knows? For the Winter Championship, which I'll talk about here in a second. So, but yeah, definitely check it out. If you're not following Bobby Break, you probably should. Make sure you're doing that. And yeah, so also what got announced today was the second set of Kaijudo Championship called the Winter Championships, which is very cool. If they do these things once a quarter, I'm going to be very, very, very happy. I think it's a great thing. You start doing those with like the Magic the Gathering Pro Tours, where it's once a quarter, and they're doing them if they do it just right, to where the championship happens right before the release of a set. That's pretty cool, because maybe they can show something there, make it a different event, or release something there at that Kaijudo Championship, showing off something. I think it's a wonderful thing, and if they keep on switching up where the KMCs are out in different areas, or choosing a similar store because it did well, like I definitely think Manteca, California should get another KMC. War Torn Front was amazing. The owner and the tournament organizer there did a hell of a job with that KMC. And, if they get another one, trust me, I'll probably end up traveling to it. Traveling through those mountains will be a pain, but but yeah, no. There's different things, and then just kind of do different places, I think will be pretty amazing. They haven't announced where the Kaijudo Championship is for the Winter Championships. They may hold it again here in Seattle, or they may take it somewhere else across the country, and maybe they'll throw it on the East Coast. Who knows? My personal preference, if they're going to do that, please throw it in an area that is easily traveled to, flying into a little bit cheaper versus some of the areas where a little bit more expensive on the flight side. Personally, I know I'm here in Seattle, but I'm originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. That's the reason for me to travel back home if you throw it in Cincinnati, and it's pretty much central to everybody at that particular point. So maybe that's my recommendation, put it in Cincinnati, Ohio. That'll give me a reason to fly back on a time frame, also to sit there and see my family that's back there. But, either they're going to hold it here in Seattle or they're going to throw it on the East Coast. I think that's what's going to occur for the Winter Championships. It just kind of makes sense. But I think it's a great thing. And what was it? Bobby Break once again put a post. Within 2 days we kind of became Magic the Gathering. First off, Alter Reality Games became our Star City Games. Then the KMCs are kind of like a Pro Tour qualifier, and how they work and stuff like that. It's getting there slowly, right? And then our Kaijudo Championship is like a Pro Tour, I think that's pretty amazing. I don't think any of us can gripe or complain about that one whatsoever. So very happy to sit there and see. That'll be exciting to sit there and see what they announce with it. And I got a feeling they're probably going to put an announcement at the Kaijudo Championship how it's going to work going into September with these things. But it should hopefully give us plenty of time to plan, to map, and to get out to these events. I know I would like to get out to more than one KMC. And hopefully this time, Wizards, listen to me on this, please. Every weekend, put one on the West Coast, one in the middle of the country, and then one on the East Coast. Do not put two on the or all three on the East Coast and all three on the West Coast. We need to have one in every part of the country. So please, every weekend, one should be on the West Coast, one should be on the East Coast, and one should be in the middle of the country. This would allow all of us to travel, and I know we all would. Now this way, one area doesn't get hosed with not having some type of KMC and something they can travel to every weekend. So if you do that, I think all of us would be happy. We'd all be fist pumping and everything else like that. So just my bit of advice, and I hope you do listen to it. So yeah, all right. Last but not least, so we were all questioning how we were getting points in that from our dual days, from our KMCs and stuff like that. Trying to sit there and figure out how we were getting points. Watsy today posted an article about how we get our points for our rankings and that. So I suggest you guys go out and go take a look at that. One thing that I kind of thought was surprising but yet kind of cool, and I hope they actually put that into tournament play personally, is that if you tie, you get no points towards your ranking. I would like to sit there and see them implement that in tournament play. I think it would make players take a win or a loss versus sometimes just taking a draw because they can. Don't get me wrong, I posted something, and I'm more than happy to sit there and to admit that, people earn those buys and stuff like that, but, or, get to the final round where they can take a buy. Don't get me wrong, if you've earned it and that's what you can do, then do it. But I think if they implemented that, it would change maybe that last round and how it operates. And I think that could be a good thing for the gaming community if they were to take and do that. If they keep it the same, cool. They keep it the same, and I'll still keep to my saying. People who earn that ability to take that buy that last round, cool, do it. But if they were to implement that into the actual tournament play, where if you draw, then guess what? You don't get any points either. So if you lose, you get 1 point. If you win, you get 3 points. It forces the players to have to play faster and determine a winner or loser versus either slow playing to try to create the draw, or because they've hit that final round, then cool, now we're just going to draw, each take 1 point. This could really cause some changes to that final round, which I think could be kind of cool. Some people will agree with me, some people will disagree with me. That's quite okay. But if you look at it in terms of changing gameplay, it could very well take and do that. So, all right. This is Chris here from Team Squeaky here at Kaijudo Central. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend, and look forward to seeing everybody up here at the LCQ. Take care, everybody. Bye.